Black American relocates to Africa to escape America's racism. Regrets it instantly. Wait, didn't that face? I think I know that face. I think I've seen it before. I think I've seen the Hodge twins react to that woman. By the way, the Hodge twins, awesome guys.
Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. So I just want to say this now. If you do not laugh during the course of this video, if you don't find yourself clutching your ribs while watching this video, then my dear, you are definitely going through a lot right now. You are definitely going through a tough period. I laughed so hard for the first time when I came across this video. Like, I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. This video deserves a million likes and a million views, and not because I said so, okay, but because I know so. This video should be seen by everyone, especially those ridiculous Black Americans who think that they are oppressed in America. They are so oppressed they need to travel down and relocate to Africa, relocate to Wakanda Nation, a land of milk and honey, a land where Black people can go berserk without punishment, a land where there is no palm-colored colonizers and racists to oppress them and act out their so-called white supremacy. You see, so many of these brain-dead leftist Black folks thinking that they are worse off in America. Their progress is being suppressed by a systematically racist country. They need their liberation and ethnic cleansing. Therefore, they leave America and relocate to an African country, the motherland.
Man, I love her. I love her. Oh, she's so good. You know, a black woman like this make me like black women again. Because to be fair, what do we see in the media? Afro-American black women, right? And they are unlikable. Like straight away, the black women that you see in the media are unlikable. Because they have Afro-American culture. And I don't even mean Afro-American culture, I mean hood culture. And that culture is just disgusting. So yeah, I like her. She's lovely.
And then they come to these African countries with the mentality and the entitlement they are so used to in America, but by and by, their bubble shatters on arrival to Africa. They quickly realize that in Africa, you either behave yourself or you bear the consequences of your actions. No one is going to babysit you like the American government. No handouts, no preferential treatment, no immunity from punishment, and we also face our own problems head on. Well,
Oh yeah. I have seen videos of, you know, let's say it this way, uh, Nigerian barbecue. By the way, it's the same as a Haitian barbecue, where criminals getting barbecued by not the government.
let's take a look at this pro-Black activist pro-Black activist who could no longer deal with racist America, so she decided to move to perfect Africa, Ghana precisely, for a fulfilled life. Now that brings us to the segment which I captioned, When Back to the Motherland Goes Horribly Left. A couple's journey from Wakanda dreams to Wi-Fi nightmares.
Yeah, that's one of the major things that I don't understand with, you know, especially Afro Americans, is this, oh, Wakanda, like that place would actually exist? What is wrong with you people? That's just a fictional place. That's like me saying, oh, I go to Mars because to one of the colonies on Mars. We don't have colonies on Mars yet. Or something like that. Or I visit the Klingon mother world. Doesn't exist. It's just fiction. I, I really think that a lot of Afro Americans are completely stupid. If you believe that Wakanda exists and that a country like Wakanda or that a country like Wakanda exists in Africa, you're completely out of your mind. completely out of your mind.
Try not to laugh too much, okay? Now, it all started like a scene from a Netflix documentary. A black American couple, weary of systemic racism, packs their bags, dons a...
You know what's funny? A black American couple, right? They are both fat. Isn't this funny? Isn't this funny?
A black American couple, weary of systemic racism, packs their bags, dons a dashiki, and announces to Instagram, "I'm going home to Ghana, where I'll finally be free." The comments rolled in. Yes, sis. Yes, queen. Yes, king. Decolonize your mind. Decolonize your life. Fancy melanin and freedom. Now, fast forward 6 months later, and now she's uploading a tearful vlog from under a mosquito net, whispering, "Yo, I missed Target." She expected Black Panther, but she got frequent power outages, unpredictable plumbing, and a chicken walking through the kitchen mid-Zoom call. Apparently, no one warned her that returning to her roots also means roots that are not connected to high-speed fiber. Try not to laugh too much.
Yes, that too. Africa is not this, paradise where you have everything that, people in the West have. It's not. If you want internet there, you need a phone. Have you seen the roads in Africa? Well, not Africa, no, sub-Saharan Africa. There almost are no roads. And what's said to be roads are mud roads because of all the rain. That's the thing. If you have rainy seasons, all the roads get flooded away. And if they get flooded away, you have the problem with all the mud destroying the roads. Because the surface, the ground gets muddy. And if there's a fixed structure on it, it moves and breaks. That's why you don't have roads in the jungle. It just doesn't work.
I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit robbery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no
snacks,
food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit what's that shit called that be coming down? The bullshit animals and scorpions outside the house, the big ass spiders, the big ass lizards, colorful.
How do you not know that there are big ass spiders in Africa? How do you not know there are snakes and stuff like that? How do you not know that? Especially if you're like, oh, Africa is so great. How do you not know that? I knew that when I was a child. Just because I watched movies and documentaries. Movies that played in Africa, documentaries about Africa. That's why I know that. And look at me. I'm white as it gets. And I knew that when I was a little child. How does this black grown woman doesn't know that? Because she never lived in reality. She only believed what, what she saw in Black Panther. And what, all these white people hating pro-black activists tell her. Because she's retarded. It's not hard to, if you want to go to a country, you first inform yourself about the country, the language, the climate, work conditions, stuff like that. And of course also animals. I mean, I would never migrate to Australia, for example. I wouldn't be able to deal with the spiders and the snakes. It's horrible. I don't care about the crocodiles and the alligators. I can deal with them. I just don't go to, water. Their solution. Or sharks. I don't go into the sea. Their solution. So how can you be this stupid? Why didn't she inform herself? Oh, right, because she's stupid. And so is the husband.
Niggas you ain't never seen before, all in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you, all the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich, so they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below.
You can be happy coming to Africa from not Africa. Easy. You save up money from where you are. You go into Africa to a country that you chose, depending on your likings, and you're going there with money because you're gonna open your own business. I mean, you can just work in Africa if you're educated. That's not a problem, like, at all. And that's also a thing. If you're educated and live in Africa, you can get jobs. That's not a problem. The problem in Africa is all the uneducated people, which is the majority of the people. Which is the majority of the people that comes here to Europe. And it's not just Sub-Saharan Africa, also North Africa and the Near and Middle East. All the uneducated people come to the West. And in Germany, it's like, oh yeah, we need all these educated people because we don't have enough children. And then they bring in all these uneducated people that can't even read and write, can't do basic math. They can't work here, like, at all. And the work they can do is going to be replaced by machines very, very soon. So what are they gonna do here? Crimes. That's why the crime rate is going up so massively. And the thing is that the crime rate isn't even going up massively. It's that there are basically, well, all the, German criminals, they're all so old that they don't do anything anymore. Or they are in prison. But there are all these, new people coming in that commit crimes. And that's the problem. They're just replacing the criminals here. Which also is important to know that the organized crime, like prostitution, drugs, and illegal weapon trades, that's all controlled by people with a migration background. Not only in Germany, but like Middle, North, and West Europe, all there. In East Europe, it's not. But you also have way, way, way less there. Because they are so hard on crime. Because they don't want that stuff.
For me, I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make shit happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my business back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office, and all the stuff that I'm going to do out here in America. Steady electricity. And the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity, so if we forget to pay America. Steady electricity, and the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity, so if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This shit right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong when I'm out.
Man, I really have problems understanding her. Jesus Christ. So she's complaining about electricity getting out. Okay.
I'm having fun. I love people. But when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. To live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheep and old malnourished cows.
You know, her complaining about, animals being outside when you look, out the window. For me, that's a dream. Like a little dream, like it's something positive. That's typical city people that have no connection to, reality. They think that's a bad thing. Where the hell do you think your food comes from? The grocery store, of course.
Came out here to build Africa. I closed all my businesses down. And of course, I could have stayed in that colonized as United Snakes of America and dealt with their bullshit.
Now, this is a perfect representation of how truly empowered Black Americans are in America. They are not oppressed in any way, especially in America, because oppressed people do not choose to return to their oppression. But isn't it crazy that white Americans can move to anywhere in Europe and love it there, even poor areas in Europe? But Black Americans will move anywhere in Africa and immediately find a bunch of reasons to hate the place and make problems with the locals. Imagine moving to...
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. And is anyone surprised? I'm not.
A beach house and complaining about the nasty sand, or moving into the jungle and complaining about the freaking trees and bushes. Oh, this is just hilarious. It is the entitlement for me. Imagine having this physical appearance and complaining about not getting enough snacks.
Oh, she said it. Oh.
Don't you love yourself? And also she mentioned that she is a dentist. Oh my God. I would rather move around with a rotten teeth than allow this woman to touch my mouth. And the audacity of hers to call Africans weak just because her own father is weak.
And so for the people who say, oh...
Wait, she says Africans are weak? Are you stupid?
Africa is not weak. Weak is not for weak people. Let me tell you something. All Africans are weak. I got a fucking African farmer who weak as fuck. I know all Africans are weak. They aren't built like us in America.
Hello? Have you looked in the mirror? Of course they aren't all built like you. They don't eat 10,000 calories per meal. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Of course the Africans aren't built like Afro-Americans. Because Africans don't eat so much shit like Afro-Americans. Of course, that woman is retarded.
Now imagine this. She cannot stand a few power outages. She can't even cope with some chickens and sheep around. She would disintegrate at the thought of going a few hours with no snacks. Yet Africans are the ones who are weak. And by the way, there is abundant snacks in Ghana, so I don't know what she's talking about. I don't even understand what she's whining about.
I bet she thinks of sweets. You know, like this thing. And cookies and cakes and things like that. Yeah, I bet.
Happy that this woman and her husband came out to expose their own stupidity, their own grift on the internet. They hate America so much because they think that they are so oppressed, only for them to relocate to Africa and get a healthy dose of reality check. Now, how many times do you see videos of these so-called, pro-blacks and all these lefties filming themselves moving out of America, all righteous and superior with their grins on their faces as they board the planes, but you never see them film themselves sneaking back into America because they know they've messed up. They messed up and they would never show that to you.
Well, yeah, they're ashamed. And that's for good reason. Because their stupidity was exposed by their own decisions. That's what's going on.
Will never apologize to America for calling it oppressive and this and that. How ridiculous. So I really appreciate this video for exposing their own hypocrisy. Many of them leave America with fanfare and they publicly proclaim that they are leaving. But when they get hit with reality on arrival to these, their fantasy destinations, they come crawling back into America, but in secrecy. They do that in secrecy, okay? They sneak back into the country because lo and behold, they are truly empowered in America, not oppressed, just like they want you to believe. I personally know about 2 or 3 Black American creators on this platform who did the same thing, okay? They hated their country, America, and felt like they were oppressed, yada, yada, yada. They moved to Africa, started making videos showing off African environments, claiming that they are finally free, they are liberated, oh, they are happy, only for me to check back on them after a few months and to see that they have secretly snuck back into oppressive America, back into their life of comfort and luxury, but still preaching Wakanda forever, even when they would never, ever, ever return to Wakanda. 2 of these creators I mentioned watches my channel, so I'm not gonna name names. Now, the thing is that Africans are more down to earth, okay? We are resourceful, hardworking. We are not entitled, okay? We have strong moral values. We love our cows. We love our pigs. We love our sheep. We love our chickens and all that. Yes, we may have some problems here.
Of course you love your animals because they're your food, like literally. Like literally. You have chickens, why? Eggs and meat. You have sheep? Oh. Wool, milk, and meat. You have pigs? Meat. It's almost like they are living like the Europeans back in the day, in the Dark Ages. And I mean that literally. The funny thing is, all these leftists believe that white people were always rich somehow, which is completely retarded. Of course they weren't. The only people that believe this stuff like that are stupid people that have no clue about anything.
And there, but we still find ways to survive and emerge victorious and stronger despite these problems. We don't relax and recline in our seats simply because we are facing a few hurdles, and we don't blame our problems on stupid things like white supremacy or systemic racism. So yeah, we love.
Well, you can't, because you're literally governed by black people, so. And I also can tell you, if I, as a white person, go to Ghana and open a business there, I will have no problems with the people there. Because I create jobs. I bring value. I'm not a criminal, I'm not retarded, hopefully. And I create jobs. Why would they have a problem with me? Now the leftists will now say, oh, why do you have a problem with black people coming to Europe? Because they're uneducated. A lot of them are undocumented, which means they can't work. And then they are criminals. That's why. I have 0 problems with, bus drivers that are black. Why would I? They work. They're just dudes that have a job. Why would I have a problem with that? I have a problem with the drug dealers. I don't have a problem with a family from Africa coming here with their 2, 3, 4 children. And the husband works, I don't know what job, and the mother works part-time. I don't have a problem with that. Why would I? I have a problem with the people that come here illegally and then commit crimes. Those people I have a problem with. And everyone should have a problem with that because they are committing crimes.
Our country, and we also acknowledge the advantages of living in a more developed country like America. But above all, one thing we would never do is despise and shit talk our own country, only for us to run back to this same country because we couldn't find anywhere that treats us as good as this country. This woman and her husband fled their so-called oppressive America. They fled their so-called traumas of living in America for them to realize that they weren't ready to be black people outside of America. I still cannot stop laughing. This would never not be funny. But anyway, guys, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, but feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my
that was a good video.
Buy me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.
You know what's funny?
Hey guys, my name is video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace. In the channel.
Wait, where is the
my membership for buy me a coffee.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, that was a good video. That was funny. I always love it when, you know, people get what they deserve.